she is on top of the covers, completely naked, on top of the covers. And I'm like, oh. She's like, oh, come on in, girl. It's too hot. It is too hot for all of these covers and all this. Is this a heating pad you have on? Can you turn this off? And I just want to get right to it. I want to get in and out of here. I've got to get back to work. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I mean, boobs out underneath both armpits, just, it was quite the sight. And I was like, you know what? This is exactly what I was like. Thank you, Lord. This is exactly what I needed. That broke the ice. Yeah. I am not nervous at all anymore. I mean, this lady has got her tits out on this table, ready for a facial with me.
In today's episode of Pretty Smart 2, Laura and Brandy get honest about brands, TikTok trends, beef tallow, and the day Brandy learned that everything she thought she knew about skincare was wrong. Welcome to Pretty Smart 2, where nothing is off the table, literally.
Welcome to Pretty Smart 2. We're back again with another great episode for you all to enjoy. Thanks for joining us today.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my lovely husband for preparing cinnamon rolls again.
Yes.
That is so sweet of you, Nancy. And today we are going to be talking about all kinds of things. I think we're going to start with what we wish as estheticians that we could tell our clients without being mean. Because we're not mean people.
No.
We're not mad at you. We just wish that you were more informed, and that's why we're here.
Yeah. I think a huge one is we're not just trying to sell you things. We are trying to help you. That's one thing that has always kind of annoyed me about this profession is sometimes you'll have someone, you see that blank stare come over them like, I don't believe you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't value what you're telling me, or that's what, and that can bother you over the years for sure. You're kind of like, I promise you I know what I'm talking about, and so then you have a little bit of issues with maybe, selling retail or that sort of thing. That will inhibit me quite a bit when someone looks at me like, I do not believe that what you're telling me is the truth. I do not believe that this serum is going to help me. I believe that nothing will help me. And, then you start to wonder, why did they come?
Yeah, exactly. Why are you here?
You can't get them to trust you. So that's a hard thing to work on. How do you get clients to really, really trust you? Those first time clients.
Yeah, exactly. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
And so I would encourage everyone to give aesthetics at least 6 months, because nothing happens overnight. You didn't get there overnight. Obviously your acne didn't come overnight. Your your fine lines and wrinkles, all of that stuff took time. Sun damage, it doesn't happen in one day. So results are not going to happen in one day. And so when somebody comes in and says, I just need a cream, I just want one cream, if I could buy one product, what would it be that's going to fix all these years, 70 years of sun damage? And, it's just like you're asking me to perform a miracle when really it takes hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like anything else. It's like you're not going to get a gym membership and go one time and then expect results, after one time. So it's the same thing. And yeah, I mean, when we tell you to use these products, it's because we believe in them. We've used them ourselves. People tell me all the time, you're glowing. I want my skin to look like yours. Well, you know what? It took a lot of years of undoing sun damage. I didn't even start getting into healthy skin until I was in my 30s. So I was really late to the game. I wish that I would have started in my teen years. And so, yeah, that's what I would say is like, give us 6 months. And then if you're still unhappy with your esthetician, talk to them. Don't just leave. Talk to them and say, what can we be doing differently? What can I be doing? Because you have to put in a lot of hard work. It is effort.
Yeah, there's effort in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes, and I have actually had a client in their 70s come in and say, and had a high school reunion coming up, and she came in to the spa where I was working and said, what's something that I can use? And so I handed her a little regimen, very simple. I didn't want to overwhelm her, but something that would get rid of quite a bit of dead skin and helped her skin glow for her reunion. Um, and she said the comment that I have to use all of these things. I mean, it's probably 4 or 5 steps. It wasn't terrible. It's a lot of exfoliation and a little moisture would go a long way for this particular client. And yeah, she just was like, no, one thing I know. And I was just like, she wanted a cream. So I was like, an ice cream cone? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Like, come across the street to the ice cream shop. I mean, and just enjoy an ice cream cone. I'll make you happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because no, I'm sorry. It's just, I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
I didn't create skin.
No, God did. Exactly.
I did.
Yeah. So, and you have to do the work. You have to put in the work.
Yeah.
And sometimes that means that it's going to take 6 months to a year to, even more than that.
Yeah.
So just be patient with us. We do know what we're doing and we are going to make you glow. It's just not going to be after one treatment. Yes, you'll be glowing after your facial, but yes, you do have to come back. Cells regenerate every 28 days. Yeah. So the dead skin is going to come back.
Yeah, it's going to build back up, just like your calluses, just like your cuticle, just like your hair grows and you have to get additional haircuts. Yeah, these are all things that we can say to our clients in a nice way.
Yes.
You have to put it in a nice way or in a funny way. The ice cream comment was the honest truth. I mean, yeah, that's what I would do. I was like, I don't want all that. Well, I'm just going to go eat a damn ice cream.
Yeah, I mean, not worry about it.
And not worry, and
that's fine too. We don't, no judgment here. Yeah. There's plenty of, my skin is not in the best shape right now because I've been living my best life by the pool. And that's okay. It made me happy.
That's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Than using 14 products.
Yes, for sure. And there's no shame whatsoever.
Yeah, there's not. And I think that's somebody of the estheticians. We've been sort of brought into these businesses to work for people a lot of the times. Or even when we're working for ourselves and we have these brands. And I love brands, I love products. But you have these brands that put all of this into us to sell their product. And it does help the person. And the person, most people are coming to you because they do want correction. But not everybody. Sometimes people do just come in wanting to feel a little bit better and having just the treatment done.
Yeah.
So know your audience, know who you're talking to. You might have somebody that doesn't want all of that. And it's okay to not make everybody's skin perfect and just make that client happy.
Exactly.
That's okay too.
Some people just need touch. They need human touch. And as sad as that sounds, it's the truth. I mean, we require it. I mean, we have to have it. I mean, we all saw through the pandemic that people need physical touch. And so I've had so many people that come to me and they just leave so much happier because they just needed some manipulation. They just needed, blood flow. There's some movement. And they were like, man, I just feel so much lighter leaving out here. And that's fun too. Just let us know, communicate with your esthetician. Just let them know when you walk through. Hey, I'm just here to relax. I don't need any products. I'm not looking for corrective. I just need to relax. And that's fine. We will accommodate whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good sign of a good esthetician, somebody that's going to really listen. And, if someone's going on vacation, I mean, how dare we say, don't be in the sun?
Yeah.
Wear hats. Yeah. Go in the sun. Yeah. Wear your sunscreen and go in the sun. Have fun. Live your life. Yeah. That's so important for our clients to get out and enjoy themselves and not just feel like, I mean, what are we doing as a society to people?
Yeah, exactly.
That perfect skin is better.
Yeah.
I got the fuels.
Yeah. I'm okay. My laugh lines may not laugh. Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's fine. And I want to say one more thing about the brands because that's something that I've noticed. Estheticians become so just dedicated to these brands and what these brands are saying and listening to them in their education where they don't go off and do their own research. There are organizations out there, Sadisco, different aesthetics, advanced programs that aren't associated with a brand, a skincare brand. That's important to get out there, read up some biology books that have, some books that have to do with the skin that have no association with a brand. There are some great brands out there that offer awesome education.
Mhm.
However, they're going to push their products, whatever their big ingredients are, is what they're going to be really educating you on. And it's important to actually know other things because maybe the particular product that you're using on the client, they could go to a less
Mhm.
expensive option and get the same results. And if you're selling them just the expensive options or just the brands that you've learned about,
Mhm.
you're doing a huge disservice to
Yeah.
your
Oh, I
clients.
totally agree.
Just, little
Yeah.
esthetician truth out there. That's a big thing. Mine. And now that I've aged into being an older esthetician.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I would say something that, whenever I first got started in my business, well, even when I was at Spa and Main, I mean, we loved Murad and we did everything Murad. Okay. And then we learned, I feel like you and I both learned it together. Murad went to Cosmoprof and everybody could get it. And then Murad was sold on Amazon. And we were like, oh gosh, we've got to figure out something different.
Yeah.
And I remember I was thinking, oh, I wish we could get Zio. I wish we had a medical director. I wish we could do that. And then we got everything that we wished for, just like when we were talking about the vision boards
Yes.
earlier.
Yeah.
Everything we used to wish for. I remember,
Manifested it.
yes.
And manifested it so much that I went and worked for Dr. Obama.
Exactly.
Beverly Hills.
Exactly.
At his
Yes.
Zio.
Yes.
I worked for Zio. Yes. Which I loved it.
Yes.
And loved
Amazing.
them.
No, not knocking any of these brands.
Yeah.
Still love Murad. There's Murad in my cabinet right now. My husband loves the water gel. So he's obsessed.
Love it.
But you get so, like you said, you get so invested in that brand that when something happens and you're like, okay, we probably don't need to carry this brand anymore because it doesn't make sense for my business model. You're like, oh my gosh, I've got to learn all this new stuff. But yeah, like you said, just do your research and find out like what are the products that make sense for all of the different areas that we're trying to treat and figure out what those ingredients are and then find your lines that you want to carry and mix and match. Don't rely on that's something else I did is that I relied heavily on one brand. And then when I was not able to have a medical director anymore. I can't have that brand anymore. So now I'm having to figure things out and I'm learning all this new stuff. And I'm like, oh, this one has a great mandelic acid. Oh, this one is really great. And it's not too harsh for this type of client. And so it's okay to mix and match, even in your treatment. I mean, you can use, one brand for the cleanser and then you've got a great exfoliating cleanser that you love. Mix and match. Yeah. And that's okay.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah. But you have to know
what
the
you're
science
doing.
behind it.
Yeah, that's nice to put it. And it's really good to have, we have all these different types of spas. So we have our medical spas, we have our resort spas, we have our holistic relaxation spas, we have, all these things. And to carry appropriate lines for each one of those businesses. And so there's a lot to learn.
Yeah, there is.
And so it's like we're always learning, we're always evolving, and then there's always new science. Even in the lines themselves, like new discoveries come out
all the time. That's why they have scientists on board, chemists, and all these people, very smart people, that can do all of that. So yeah, I think that leads us into our next question, which is so in our notes that we prepared before this. Your 17-step routine might be the problem. And that is so true as well. And that's why it's really important to know what you're doing if you're a client. And you need to be communicating with your esthetician because even if they don't know, because a lot of times I don't, I'll be honest. People send me all kinds of questions. The one thing is I will research it and I will research it, not ask Chat GPT. I will literally research it. I'll have books. I have to, go back and read. So yeah, definitely do that. But a lot of times when you do have those really, really big regimens, you're just stripping your barrier and that's all you're really doing. And then you're wondering why you're itchy and red and dry. And
yeah, there was a study done on a product line. They gave all of these different estheticians, actually, I believe, were the people that they were studying a new regimen. And they thought it was, I think it was an acne regimen, actually. And they put them on, it was like a 5-step deal, like a 5-step routine. all of the people using this 5-step routine thought that they were going to see results after 60 days or, whatever the trial period was. Well, that's not what they were doing. They were seeing really how often the person was actually opening their jars. They put something in the jar to see. And so what they found were the first 3 days, they were pretty much everybody was doing it. But then they kind of leveled off, used a little, sort of used it. And then the last 3 days of the study, again, they're all using the product again because they reported back. Yeah, I used the products. I don't know.
And it just didn't work for me.
And that'll happen too. It's so funny. You have people that bring back products and it's like, full new. And you're like, is there something wrong? It just didn't work. Oh, well, it's full.
So how did it not work for you?
So, but I think it's important if you give somebody a 17-step routine for chronic that is new to skincare, especially, and then all they're going to be thinking is, I've spent so much money with this person.
Exactly.
Even if it does work, they might feel that way. So, start people off slow.
Yeah,
definitely think starting off slow is better.
A great cleanser. Everybody needs to be exfoliating and a moisturizer. I mean, really, if you can do those 3, it's okay. The main thing is just get the makeup off your face before you go to bed.
Yeah, and put some sunscreen on.
Yeah,
for sure. Put your sunscreen
exactly.
On, for sure. And I've been in both places in my life. I've had, and I feel like most of us have, even as estheticians. And I know estheticians that tell me, I've heard many, many, many estheticians, very successful estheticians that say, I wash my face and I put SPF on. Now, that's a true confession of an esthetician. Right there. They know better. They know that they could do a little extra. But they just want to get their face clean and they just want to protect their skin from the sun. That is okay. If you are that person, that is okay. Now, if you want your skin to be perfect, we can get you there too. Of course, we can do the of course, hyaluronic acid, but the hydroquinones, if you're a medical spa, we can do the tretinoin. We can do these things. The doctor can put you on Accutane. You can get this seamless. But man, you've got to work at it.
Yeah.
You can be a bodybuilder at the gym, or you can be somebody that just goes and enjoys the hot tub.
Yes.
Both are fine.
Both are fine.
Live your life.
Yes, absolutely. So, with that being said, confessions from the treatment room.
More.
Yeah.
This. True confessions of the treatment room. Let's see here. I have a few. I have really one that just keeps popping in my head, so I'm just going to say it.
Go tell us.
Have you ever been doing a facial, estheticians? And the steam gets to you, and the essential oils, and your sinuses start running, and you're in the middle of the massage, so you can't stop. The tears start flowing, the sinuses start going, your head keeps rising, and the things keep. Don't want to touch yourself because you'll contaminate. So you're massaging, and that has happened to me.
Oh yeah, me too. Definitely.
It has. Okay, good. I'm glad I don't feel like one.
Oh yeah, because you're in there with eucalyptus and steam and everything is opening up and you feel great. But then you're like, and you're just so I've been known to be like, on my scrub top. Of course, that's why I always wear scrubs, and I can't say that enough. Wear scrubs. It just looks professional. I feel know me, and so we're very much I feel on that, but. Yeah, you always want to be in scrubs, but you kind of have to do that. And then I did get smart, and I always have Kleenex in my room now.
Oh yeah.
So you just kind of have to do that for a second and finish up your massage, and then turn around and we always get the worst end of it. I will promise you that. Like I'm gonna do everything in my power not to, not.
There's no drips.
There's no drips on the person.
No raindrop there.
No. Yeah, exactly. So I will turn around, wipe my nose, head over there, wash my hands really fast, and I'll be very quiet because I'm like stiff.
Yeah, and it's very like part of the facial. This is just time to get the Kleenex.
Yes.
This is time to wash my hands. there's, you know,
Yeah, and they appreciate it. They're just like, okay, she's like really hygienic. She's okay. So this one is funny. So I had not been doing facials very long at all. So I'm still in my nervous phase. And all. If you're an esthetician out there, you know this phase. You go through this for probably like the first. And sometimes I still get nervous. I mean, I've been doing this almost 12 years now, and still get nervous with some people. But in the beginning, I was very nervous. I was just a very anxious young lady and just always wanted everything to be perfect and let alone like it. But I came in, I was super nervous, and it was this lady that was well known in the small town that we were at. And so I was already nervous. And I came in and, oh, hello. You know, are you having any skin issues? You know, your things that you say. And okay, well, I'm going to leave the room and I'm going to let you undress to your level of comfortability. And I, step out, close the door behind me. I'm feeling good about it. I'm like, okay, she seems really sweet and very nice. And then I'd come back in and, slowly, are you ready? And she's like, yeah, I'm ready. She is on top of the covers, completely naked, on top of the covers. And I'm like, oh. She's like, oh, come on in, girl. It's too hot. It is too hot for all of these covers and all this. Is this a heating pad you have on? Can you turn this off? And I just want to get right to it. I want to get in and out of here. I've got to get back to work. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, just boobs out underneath both armpits. Just, it was quite the sight. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? This is exactly what I was like. Thank you, Lord. This is exactly what I needed. That broke the ice. Yeah. I am not nervous at all anymore. I mean, this lady has got her tits out on this table, ready for a facial with me. So I'm going to give her the best facial ever. Yeah. And that was that time that I decided, you know what? She's already told me she's hot. She hates everything hot. I'm getting these towels out of the warmer and I'm going to run them under the cool water. And I'm going to give her cold towels, and I'm not going to warm up my hands, anything. And she said that was amazing. She said that's why I've hated facials, is because I'm in menopause and I do not want to go to these places and everything's hot and warm and steamy and it's too hot for me. I can't stand it. And so, and she dealt with rosacea anyway. And so she didn't need all of that. And so all of the cool just calmed her down. I found some aloe mask that we had and put that on her and she loved it. Like it was wonderful. And that's when I realized, okay, this is not that big of a deal. Like I was hyping everything up. Everything had to be perfect. Everything had to go in order. I had to do all these steps. And I think I was just really stiff before that. And I was just, getting through the facial like, oh, thank God I got through another one. Okay, I could do another one. And then I realized give the person what they want. I mean, if they don't want all that, then don't try to make them fit into a box. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Conveyor belt.
It's not, and we're not at the vending machines. Yeah, yeah. You don't. I mean, you can adjust at any time. So yeah, that was a really funny one, and I have that embedded in my brain, like that picture. But when I go back to that picture and that in memory in my mind, it was like that was the turning. Everything doesn't have to be so stale and clockwork, book by the book. It doesn't have to be. And when you let that go, you're so much better. You are such a better provider, for that person. You just customize every facial. And now I still do that to this day. Like, I mean, as soon as the people come in, I ask them, are you a hot natured person? Or do you tend to be more cold? Because I tend to be more cold. So when I go in, I really want the warmth and I want tons of blankets. I want to just feel so cozy. But not everybody feels that.
Not everybody does. That's exactly right. That's so important. So just going back to some of the doctors that I've worked for, and they will put people on very similar regimens a lot of times because, if you have a specific type of acne, well, you do need to do this specific thing. Or if you have melasma or rosacea or, whatever it is that the doctor's treating or whatever it is estheticians that we can treat within our scope that we're treating, there is a level of education that you do kind of have to do the same with those people, but they're still individuals. And so maybe they don't care about the sunspot. You can educate them, let them know how they could fade that away, but maybe they do just they want that a cool
Mhm.
environment.
Yeah.
They want the warmth or
Mhm.
whatever it is. So it's so important just to talk to people and know what
Yeah.
they want. But what I was saying about the doctors that I work for,
Mhm.
they're still good at that. Like because they're so confident in what they do,
Mhm.
they'll prescribe, this is what you need. And hopefully that person's going to go out there and get it. Usually they do, but they also are listening to them and finding out about a good doctor. And we all know this. We love a good doctor that'll listen to you a little bit and kind of find out about some things.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get to learn about the. So yeah, it's just important to listen and have conversations with people because
Yeah.
you're not a stinking vending machine.
We're not.
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we all have our own personalities and our own way of doing things. And you know what? It's not going to be for everybody.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not going to be.
No.
And that's okay.
No.
Those aren't your people.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. It's okay. No worries.
One funny thing that I had a similar experience where I walked into the treatment room and it was a gentleman. Every time he'd come in for a treatment, I would tell him, here's the sheet, here's the blanket. You're gonna I would just fold it down.
Yeah.
Into a little triangle. That's why I do that sheets down to a triangle.
Yes.
You will
So they will know.
Here. Like a little envelope like here.
Yeah.
He would pull the mattress protector down, expose my mattress, and get underneath every time.
Oh my gosh.
I would
that's
walk
funny.
in and be like,
What? Yeah.
you are
Seriously?
under everything.
Yeah.
You're under everything.
Maybe he just
He did it every
he
time.
wanted to be cozy.
He wanted to be really
cozy.
He was like turning into a butterfly or something.
Yeah. He did a cocoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. But anyway, it was fine. Whatever. You can.
Yeah. Whatever. And guess what? If you do that and you messed up, no big deal. We don't care.
Yeah. No,
We
we
don't
don't
care.
care.
We don't care.
Put
We're
a
happy
sign
that
out
you're
there.
comfortable. Yeah.
And like you said earlier, breaking the ice.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I think it's funny when people, I don't think it's funny. I think feel like I want to help them when the people are nervous to have a treatment.
Yeah.
But it lightens the whole mood. So if there is something that if you're a client out there, you're nervous about a treatment, just talk to the esthetician.
Yeah.
You know, we had a lady that came in once to spa in Maine that had been to, I think, Costa Rica or somewhere, and she had a facial. And she said that the person had her lay on the table, fully nude, and gave her little Kleenexes to cover with.
Oh, my.
And so she was super nervous to come in because she was afraid that I was going to do that. I was going to have to lay on my table. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. But, it's funny.
It's funny. Yeah.
It's the things that make us nervous.
Yeah.
And then we don't try them.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
talk-
because of what somebody else has told you or whatever.
Yes.
Just communicate with people.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm having, apprehensions about this because this happened.
Yeah.
Is that going to happen with me? And no, I mean, it doesn't have to. If you tell me that, and there's people that come in that are like, I have PTSD about extractions. They hurt so bad. I don't want to do extractions. That's fine. Just let us know. We don't care.
Yeah. And if you, of course, have an esthetician or a therapist, a massage therapist, let's say, that doesn't listen, then definitely just don't go back or even in the treatment.
Just
It's
speak up.
okay to end the treatment.
Yeah.
It's okay to say, I'm sorry, this is just not working for me.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're paying for the service. So
Yeah.
we're not going to be offended.
No, well, if somebody ended my treatment in the middle, I'd be like,
Yeah. I've
never had that happen.
I've never had that happen. I can't even imagine that.
Well, I've had that happen with a Brazilian.
Oh, well, yeah.
I've had somebody say,
It's just too painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get it.
Yeah.
I can't do it Brazilian. I've tried a million times and I'm that person that's like, no, can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So the next topic is beauty trends we're confused about. I am very confused about beef tallow. I believe that's, I
Keep it in the kitchen.
It's kind of gross. I'll just be honest. I mean, do we really know what that is or where that came from?
Well, I mean, it's not good for your skin.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna hold
Moisture.
moisture in for sure.
But it's called chicken grease.
Yeah, you gotta put chicken grease on your skin. So will Vaseline. I mean, like
Yeah.
I would try to use Vaseline.
Yeah.
Beef tallow. Like I don't really or a known studied moisturizer.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what the big deal is with the beef tallow. I think it's totally a trend.
Yeah.
All the dermatologists that I follow.
Mm-hmm.
There could be others out there that maybe are for it, but the ones so far that I've found that have talked about it are just like, it's just a trend. It's a stupid thing. Like it's not backed by science.
Well,
that I know of. I could be.
Yeah, no, we're up for debate. We're only saying we are confused about it.
Yeah.
We are. We don't have enough. We don't have enough information.
No.
But do you have enough information?
Yeah.
And also look at the people that are pushing it or selling it or, all of those things. Look at their skin, first of all, because the ones I've seen, they have a lot of acne. They have a lot of clogged pores.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think that could be an issue. But, like I said, we're open to debate, but definitely always look at the person that is selling you the product.
Yeah.
And what does their skin look like? And are they using the product to make sure of that?
Here's a big one. All right. So basically anything on TikTok. There's that, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. What I'm going to talk about, I did a facial on a lady. This is really, really kind of getting a little controversial, pushing it here that I was talking about this. But I did a facial on a lady, an esthetician. Beautiful girl. When you look at her, just sort of surface value, but not up close under a mag light, you see a nice, pretty clear complexion. Under the mag light, every pore on this woman's face was clogged.
Mm.
She was working at a place, it had been for years, that made their own product. And the products were all made of oils. Everything, the cleanser, everything was oil. That right there told me, do not try that product that she's using, because the pores weren't just clogged, they were oxidized. So it was blackheads. And she wore just this light product of her skin like makeup, cosmetic product that covered the blackheads. She was so clogged. And then here's another thing. This is another confession. I had 2 or 3 clients that were also TikTok influencers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they all pushed brands that they did not use because I knew what they used. They used the product that I was selling them. So not everyone on TikTok is telling you the truth about why their skin is so beautiful.
They really just want you to buy the product.
They want you to buy the product because they're getting commission.
Commission.
So there's that. There's that. So all of these reasons are reasons to educate yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, of course, people could say, well, she's just making that up. I don't know.
Yeah. But as far as I know, we haven't made $1. We're just trying to tell you the truth. We're giving you the truth. For sure. Eventually, one day, we're going to make a lot of money. But as far as right now, no. We literally do this to educate you guys.
Yeah.
And because it's so much fun.
Yeah, because it's so much fun.
Yeah. We just love it. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what our next question is.
Okay.
Things we're too old to care about.
Let me fix my shirt. My bra showing. I think.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're good. Okay. Okay. So our next and final question is, what are we too old to care about? I've got mine. Other people's thoughts and opinions, me or my business or anything, really. I mean, really, if it doesn't, I really don't need to hear your opinion about anything.
No.
Which is kind of how I feel. Yeah. I don't know if that's the perimenopause talking or, if it's not positive, I really just don't want to hear it.
No. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We don't get a F.
No, we don't.
What people have to say about us.
No.
Other people's opinions of you are none of their business.
Mm-hmm. No.
That's a hard one.
And this
not anymore.
No, it's not anymore. And comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. So stop comparing yourselves to other people. Yeah. Don't worry about what people think. Who cares? Do you and do what makes you happy.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I love that.
What's yours?
I would say it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, other people's opinions of me they're none of my business. And I'm so okay with that.
Yeah.
I have so much joy and happiness and
Yeah.
friends
Yeah,
and
exactly.
things to look forward to and good books to read and good movies to watch. And I'm doing a fun podcast with my best friend.
That's right. If you're going through something right now and you feel like, why are these people being so mean to me? It's because it's forcing you to grow
Yeah.
and get rid of those people.
Yeah.
Get them out of your life. You know, that's hard sometimes, but you feel so much better once you do, and move on. Move on and find your happy. Find happy people, find happy books, find happy movies, all those things. I'm a true crime junkie. It's very hard for me to just sit down and watch something that's not a documentary or something really juicy. But I found that, you know what? That stuff really brings me down. I mean, I still love it,
Yeah.
but it does bring me down.
Okay.
It's very negative. You know,
That's
everything you're
true.
watching is very negative
Yeah.
and very hard. I mean, that's really doing something to your psyche.
Yeah.
And
that's true. What you take in.
Yeah, because I'm empathetic, so I'm like, I'm crying when the mom's on there talking about, "Oh, I just love my daughter." I mean, yeah, it's sad, and it's so. I have found some shows on Apple TV that are just funny and silly shows that I would have never watched before because I felt like, what's the purpose of watching this stuff? But now I've found that like Seth Rogen is my hero. Like, oh, if you're out there, I love you, Seth. I watch Platonic like crazy. It's my go-to like happy show that's just silly, funny. Is it gonna benefit me in any way by watching it? Probably not. I mean, I'm not gonna learn anything. It's not gonna be a documentary, nothing like that. But I'm gonna feel good, and it's gonna bring my dopamine levels up, and I'm just gonna be happy. And love to read Mel Robbins. I mean, we talk about Mel Robbins all the time. She's definitely our hero and our mentor through all this podcasting. And gosh, I can relet them. I can just go and find a chapter and just read it, and it just redirects the rest of my day. It's so good. So yeah, find positive and stop worrying about what other people think.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I think that is
Oh, is that cheese from last
I
night?
have no idea.
Parmesan? Who knows?
It has no smell. That's scary. That
Might be a booger.
It might be a booger.
Sorry, guys.
See you guys next time on Pretty Smart 2.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna go wash my hands. Okay.